Hi everyone, and welcome to week 4 of art and dance. For the last few weeks now we've been looking at various different artists that use lots of movement and bodies in their pictures and paintings and drawings. And this week we are going to carry on with Picasso, who we started last week. He did some beautiful beautiful movement with a light that he was holding in his hand, and then a photographer took some amazing pictures with them. So we're going to carry that on this week. So let's have a go. First of all, we're going to warm up to get our heads ready and our bodies ready for some dance. So come into the space with me. Let's go. So the first thing we're going to do is our stop go warm up. Ready, here we go, as fast as you can. When I say go, you're going to jog on the spot as fast as you can. When I say stop, you're going to stop. When I say go, you're going to go again. When I say stop, you're going to stop. Good. When I say sit down, you're going to sit down. When I say stand up, you're going to stand up. When I say kneel, you're going to kneel. And when I say lie, you're going to lie down on the floor. Good. And then we've got our two other favourites, fidget, which is where you cannot keep still, and freeze. Okay, in any position, on any level you like, but really, really, really still. Good. So go, stop, sit, stand, kneel, lie down, fidget, and freeze. Good. Okay, so are we ready? Here we go. Go. Good. Really use your hands, really make your feet go really fast. Stop. Go. Stop. Sit down. Stand up. Kneel down. Lie down. Kneel up. Sit down. Stand up. And stop. And go. And stop. And go. And kneel down. And fidget. Good. Keep going, keep going, keep fidgeting. And freeze. Good. Okay. Well done. Shake out your arms, shake out your legs. Okay, now we've added these two new ones, kneeling and lying. We're going to try doing it opposites. So, go is stop, stop is go, sitting is standing, and standing is sitting, kneeling is lying, and lying, if I call out lying, is kneeling, and fidgeting is freezing, and freezing is exactly fidgeting. Oh my goodness, here we go. Let's see if we can do this. See if I can do this. Ready? So, everybody go. Well done. Opposites. And go. Good. And stop. And sit down. And stand up. And lie down. And kneel up. And freeze. So still doing opposites. And fidget. Good. Okay, and stand up. And sit down. And stop. And go. And lie down. And kneel up. And kneel up. And sit up. And kneel up. And freeze. And fidget. To finish there. Well done. That is a brain tangler, that one, isn't it? Oh my goodness. Well done. Good. Shake your arms. Shake your legs one at a time. Good. Shake your chest And your torso, gently shake your necks. Just looking from side to side, have to be very gentle with necks. Good, shrug the shoulders. Good, and just see if you can stand on one foot, you can hold on to something. And just circle the ankle, one way and then the other. Just to loosen everything up a bit. Okay, and then the other way. Good, okay. The next game is one of my favourite games to warm up. It's called beans, and there's loads of different kinds of beans. So we have our runner bean. So if I say runner bean, you can jog on the spot. If you've got a bit more space than me, you can run around the room. So it's a runner bean. Good. The next one is our jelly bean. Yum yum. So we are made of jelly. We're super floppy, super wibbly. Everything is floppy and blobby. Good. The second one is, the third one is our baked bean. So we're going to be lying in the sunshine, baking like a bean. Good. Baked beans. Yum. Okay, the fourth one is jumping bean. So have a little jumps. I've got quite a low ceiling, so I can't jump too high. You can have big jumps to the side. Okay, any kind of jumps you like. And the last one is broad bean, which means really wide. So can you show me a really wide, broad bean? Good. Okay, so let's mix these up. So we are going to start with a jelly bean. Ooh, so you've got no bones in your body. You completely turn into jelly. Good. Runner bean. Good. Keep breathing. Okay. Baked bean. Ah, lovely sunshine. Baked bean. Great. Broad bean. Kind of the same, but on a different level, actually, isn't it? Broad bean. Good. And our jumping bean. Good. Here we go. And baked bean. Good. And runner bean. Here we go. Run, run, run. Good. Jelly. Ooh. Okay. And the last one, broad bean. Good. Okay. So, what I want to do now is think about a body part, anything that you like. It could be a knee, it could be a wrist, it could be an elbow, it could be your tummy, it could be your hip, it could be an eyelash, it could be anything you like. And I want you to write a sentence with that body part. Now this sentence can say whatever you like. Okay, I'm going to say, hello everybody, hope you're okay. Okay, so hello everybody, hope you're okay. And I'm going to write it with my elbow. Okay, so it's quite a long sentence, so I think I'm going to make it quite small. So pick whatever body part you like and write whatever you like. It could be 2 words if you just want maybe just 2 words, or if you just want to write one big word, you can do that as well, because you started this last week, didn't you? So I'm going to write hello. I'm going to go right round the corner because I can. And in dance, we use all the space around us, don't we? I hope you, I'm going to go on the floor, are okay. Okay, good. Right, do you want to try a different body part? Maybe try a different sentence or just a few words, whatever you like. So this time I'm going to try my hip actually. Okay, so I'm going to write hello. Okay, if you need more time you can just pause the film. And some body parts are easier to write than others. This is a really tricky one because it's quite low down for me. Everyone. Okay, use all the space. Okay. Okay, if you need more time, you can pause this. Okay, and then You can finish your sentence or try a different body part. But it's just the idea of using different body parts to write things in space. Good, so we are going to look at our pictures that we looked at last week. Here we are, this is our friend Picasso. And we talked about this last week. These amazing drawings came from, it was about 1949, and John Mealy, the photographer, came and visited Picasso in his studio, and he had a really good idea for taking these pictures. Picasso had this little light that he held, and as he, go down to a few, as he made these amazing shapes in the air, John Mealy, the photographer, actually captured it by having one camera at the front and one camera at the side. And he left the shutters open and that let in the light, so we captured the picture, but then the light in Picasso's pictures actually faded out, but we managed to keep it captured in photography. So he drew profiles, which is the side of people's faces, and he drew centaurs, and he drew bulls and Greek profiles, and one of them is his signature as well. So he drew about 30 pictures in all. So they're really, really cool pictures, aren't they? And you can see this is the wire here that he had with this little bulb at the end, and that's when he drew them in space. So you can see they're really, really good. So this is what we looked at last week. Let's have one more look. Have you got a favourite one? Which one do you like best? Can you see how big they are? Some he uses all the way from the top to the bottom, so some are really big. That's quite interesting because it's quite a sort of square shape in that one. Quite like that one. There we go. That's a nice swirly sort of spiral pattern as well, isn't it? So they're quite big pictures, because if you look at the size of him, you can see. So last week what we did is we got our piece of paper and we split it into three, and we did 3 sections. One section was where we wrote our name, and the second section was where we wrote a number, and then the third section is where we drew this shape. So what we can do is, if you like, you can pause this, and again you can write your name, any number, and the shape that you like. Any kind of shape, it doesn't matter. The number doesn't mean anything either. It's just I quite like the spiral shape, and then the curvy shape of the 3, and then the straight lines of the 4. That's why I chose that one. So I thought, as a little recap, you could quickly pause me, write your name, a number, and any shape that you like, and then we could go into the space, and then we could have a practice with this one again, just with some music, just to get us back into it. Okay, so I'm going to write my name, number, and the shape, and I think we'll do it twice, just to get our heads back into sort of dancing and our bodies back into dancing as well. So we're holding the light as if we're Picasso in our hands, and I'm going to start with our names. Here we go. Now, if you haven't finished, you can wind back so you can listen to the music and carry on, or we can do that a couple more times to get your head around it. So this week, what I thought might be fun is to get another piece of paper, split it into 3 again, and this time, instead of writing your name, you could write a different word. So I thought I'd write the word dance, because we love dance. And I thought I'd choose a different number, and I like this number because 7 is it's got two sort of quite straight lines, one's shorter and one's a bit longer. We've got an 8, I like an 8 because it's sort of that figure of 8 shape, and the top one on my 8's a bit smaller than the bigger one. And the 6 is nice because it's like a curvy shape with sort of another circle. And this shape's completely random, it doesn't mean anything, but I quite like it because we've got a curvy bit and then spiky bits. So I thought that'll mix it up a bit. So I don't know if you saw me then, but we used different space when we were dancing. So like we said before, we don't just use, when an artist might draw or paint, they might just use a canvas in front of them if they're just doing that kind of painting or that kind of work. But in dance, it's great because we can use the space here, to the side of us, behind us, below us, and above us. So it's like we're in a big sort of cube or a big sphere. So we can use all of this space the whole time. So when we're drawing, have a think about where your canvas is going to be. Is it going to be in front of you? I'm going to start with my word dance here, then I'm going to go around the corner with my numbers, maybe behind me, and then I'm going to finish off as if I was painting something on the roof. Okay, so I'm going to use all that space to create my picture and my drawings. Now before, we had the idea of Picasso holding this little light, and you probably saw us sort of passing it round. But this time, I think it would be more fun to use a different body part instead of a light. So I'm going to use my elbow, and I'm going to imagine that a light is coming out of my elbow. So whenever I move it, then you can see a shape in the space. It's a bit like a sparkler, if you've ever held a sparkler. And then you make a shape, and it appears for a second, and then it disappears, doesn't it? So you can actually see it, and that's exactly what Picasso did with John Mealy as well. So with my elbow, I'm going to write the word dance, and then I'm going to write 7, 8, 6, and then I'm going to do my slightly crazy shape that doesn't mean anything. Okay, so I'm going to do that. But like we did last week, we're going to try it with different music. And I found 3 different kinds of music this week. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what they are, because I think it's really interesting when you dance to different music. How do you feel about it? Does it make you feel like you're dancing bigger? Does it make you feel sad? Does it make you feel more energetic? I think music can have a massive effect on how you dance. So let's try it. I've got 3 quite different types. Okay, and we're going to dance each dance. Let's do it twice. Okay, so we're going to do our phrase twice. So we'll go word, number, shape to each piece of music. Okay, so let's try that. Okay, I'm going to start with my elbow. You can copy me, or you can use a different body part, whatever you like. Okay, let's get going. So this is our first piece of music. Here we go. So that's number 1. Okay, this is our second piece of music. So exactly the same phrase. Let's do that twice to this piece of music. So that's the second one, quite different. And then this is a third one. Here we go, third piece of music. Three very different pieces of music there. Have a think. If you want to go back, maybe you could have another go with each piece of music and see how did you feel it was. I thought the first one was quite sort of energetic and quite uplifting and a bit sort of moody, and I quite liked that. So I felt like my movements were quite big and quite fast as well. The second one I thought was really energetic and quite fun. And actually, because I wanted to go faster, I felt like my movements were a bit smaller. So I thought writing the word dance, I just wanted to write it quickly and get moving. And I thought the third one, I didn't know what it looked like, but it felt like I slowed right down. I didn't really want to rush. And I did feel a bit sad. That music was quite sort of emotional, wasn't it? So it made me feel sad. It made me want to stretch up and reach up a bit more. So maybe I use more of the ceiling sort of space as well. So it's amazing how music can actually make you feel quite different. So have another think. What's a really fun thing to do if you can get someone to record you doing your dances with those three different pieces of music, and then you can watch yourself and see if you are performing differently, because sometimes you think you're performing differently but actually you aren't, or sometimes you are showing that you're performing differently, and then you can see yourself how your body moves to different kinds of music. So it's a really interesting sort of test. It's good choreography. Right, I think you've done some brilliant work today. I wish I could see what you've done. I bet you look amazing doing these. What we're going to do now is we are going to do a really nice cool down, and we're going to use the phrase that we've just done, okay, but we're going to use another piece of music, and we're going to go super, super slow, just to like really stretch, really exaggerate our bodies. Okay, so I'm going to write the word dance and my number and the shape, but we're going to go in almost like super, not super slow motion. If we were looking at our speeds 1 to 5, it'd probably be number 2 speed. Okay, so let's try this. Nice cool down, lots of breathing, lots of stretching, because you've really used your bodies in a brilliant way today. So here we go. Okay, and you can hold the light, or you can use a different body part, whichever you like. So I think I'm going to hold the light for this one. Imagine this in a space. Fantastic. Well, I hope you enjoyed that session. We have week 5 next week, where I think we'll be looking at a different artist, someone different. So we've looked at Keith Haring, we've looked at Pablo Picasso, and next week I've got someone very cool who you might know, and we can make lots of dances about too. So thank you very much, and see you soon.